Hey guys, what's up? It's Tees here, coming at you with another Tips with Tees in College Football 25. Today, I'm going over the top 10 secrets or things that you might not know about in College 25 even this late in the game. But before we get into it, if you could please leave a like, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your notifications so you don't miss another Tips with Tees in College Football 25. One of the first secrets that isn't really explained well in College Football 25, or at least from EA Sports side of things, is how skill caps get filled. What gets filled first, since we don't have a say in it. It's very, very simple from my understanding and what I read on a Reddit post a few months ago, and I even have a video on this as well, specifically for this, but I'm trying to break it down very, very quickly for you. What it is essentially is when it comes to the skill caps, if you see on the top right, it shows the skill points. He has 2, which is Jeremiah Smith currently, and the skill points it costs on the left, kind of right in the middle of the screen there, it shows that there's 5 skill points needed in order to boost this skill cap. Now, if you scroll down, you see it shows 6 needed, 7, 11, 5, and 13. So some of them are more expensive than others. Now, when it comes to the regular season, these skill caps will get filled up the quickest way possible, meaning his route running, it only takes 5. You scroll down to IQ, that takes 5 as well. This will probably be a 50-50 chance of whether it's going to be IQ or route running, since they both are the 2 cheapest skill caps for him. Once he reaches 5 skill points, he will automatically select one of these randomly. There's nothing you can do about it, unfortunately. It's not like Madden where you can select which ones, and that's something I'm over that we can do in College Football 26. I made another video for that specifically, but that is how it works during the regular season. It will always go to the cheapest skill cap. When it comes to the off season, that is when it definitely becomes more random. Any of these skill caps can go up. It doesn't depend on anything. It's all random at that point. The one thing that you can know for sure and what skill points are going to be upgraded throughout the year is unless these skill bars are maxed out, the IQ and route running for Jeremiah Smith, for example, he is not going to be able to update his hands, elusiveness, power, or quickness. But in the offseason, that is when you will have the opportunity or chance, should I say, to have those upgraded. There's nothing you can do to the regular season. Regular season will always be the cheapest skill cap, so keep that in mind. The next secret that not that many people know about, honestly, is you can practice your field goals and punting in practice mode. If you just scroll over to special, you can go to field goal or punt. It doesn't matter, whichever you want. So you can practice here all day. This is how I got a lot better at it. I know it's very difficult for people, especially when they're coming from Madden to this, but it's very, very simple to practice this. You can move the ball around as well, which is extremely helpful, especially when trying to understand the timing of the meter and everything like that, especially because all kickers are a little bit different. You want to make sure that you are comfortable with kicking field goals, because that's an essential way of giving you confidence that you can score points and win more games. But also one other tidbit on here when it comes to the field goals, if you look on the bottom right, it'll tell you how far the field goal is. On the bottom right of the screen right here, it shows 47-yard field goal. And depending on how far away you are, you will know every single time how far away you are. So you don't have to do those little calculations in your head, which I've kind of built up to do, 10 yards behind the goalpost from the touchdown end zone line and then 7 yards back, at 17 yards pretty much every single kick. But you will be able to practice your field goals as well as practice punting. So obviously this one's a little bit different, but here you can work on pinning people down, how far your punter can kick the ball, how to, maybe get some backspin on it as well. If you just press LB or L1 on PlayStation, your punts will get backspin, which is very, very helpful when trying to pin people back. Let's see if I'm able to get it here. If he doesn't touch it, which he does. But that's another thing, guys. Punting and field goals, you can practice in practice mode as many times as you want, and it makes it so much easier, and it'll give you more confidence and hopefully get you more wins in College Football 25. So another tip that I found out, shout out to someone in my comments who actually threw this one out there for us. When it comes to setting up streaks in this game, you'll see that Brazel is not running a streak, right? He's running a quick little squirrel route or whatever you want to call it. And if you tap Y to give him the hot route and then X to beam specifically, the left stick up is only going to give him a fade. And by doing that, he takes a little bit of one step to the out and then goes down the field for a streak. That's not what a lot of people want. They want streaks. How do you add streaks to your hot routes? Since sometimes it's not available. I think it is for, if I want to do it for my tight end, streak is available. So I can set him up on a streak. That's awesome. But on your outside receivers, they don't make it an option. but someone posted in my comments, I think a shout out to you. I forget who I am. I'm blanking. If it is you, please write down in the comments and say, hey, it was me. I'll give you another shout out there. But I do appreciate that. One little glitch or way to get around this is simple. If you want to do this, you put him on a curl route and then you stem him all the way down. Now look, see, Brazzle's now on a curl route, stem him all the way up, and now look, he's running straight. He's not going to get down to the 10-yard line before I let go of the ball. Now he is set up for a streak. Now it's probably not going to be too successful here. I'm going to lob it up to see if I can catch it. But regardless, that is how you set up a streak in this game. Since you're not able to do it because it sets you up for a fade, like right here, you set up a fade. You don't want the fade? Well, then put him on a curl route and, stem him all the way up. And now it's a streak. Look at how nice that is. It is so easy, quick, simple little fix. And it doesn't really matter if I was getting sacked there, but I was just trying to show you the hot route, a little stem kind of, I would say, glitch or workaround to give you an actual streak, because I know that is very infuriating for me when sometimes I just want him to go straight and he's not getting that hot route. Simply put him on a curl route, which is Y or triangle to set up the hot route, X or whatever icon to get your specific player, and then down on the left stick. That will set him up with a curl, and you just cannot forget to put that stem all the way up so that he can just keep on running for days and days and days. Now it's kind of impossible for me right now because I got 2 players on the outside that got platinum quick jump, but hopefully you guys learn something new with that little workaround. So the next one is going to be your handoffs are going to be quicker one way than the other way, depending on the quarterback's handedness. So for my quarterback here, he is a right-handed quarterback. So the pitch to the right, which I'm going to show you right here, quick little pitch to the right, is going to be very, very quick. Very quick. I'm able to get outside and break a tackle. Nope. Still pick up some good yards here. Now, if I flip the play, now we're going to go to the left side. He's going to pitch to the left side. You're going to see that it is slower. I don't know why, but that is what it is in this game. It seems to just take a little bit longer, and I can't even get off the ball there because the defender is right in my face. Now, literally every single time I run this play, I only run it to the right specifically for that. Now, what I'm going to do for you right here is I am going to show you how it is synced up left and right, just how much slower it is. And you can tell just by watching this how slow it is. It's like, it doesn't even make any sense how it's so slow, but it is what it is. And that's another little tip that I didn't really know about. I kind of thought about it, and that's why I subconsciously was only going to the right side here. But you got to keep in mind that you have to be careful about that, because I know handoffs are a little bit different, and it's not as much of a skill gap or a speed gap right there. But when it comes to pitches, you have to be very, very careful with that, because that could really throw you off and give you almost a guaranteed negative loss in yards. All right, guys, for this next one, all you have to do is hold A to skip loadouts, A or X for play station. I didn't know this for the first month of the game, but that's all you have to do. You just hold A, and it'll automatically skip it and bring you to the screen right here and get the game going. It's a very, very quick feature that not many people knew about. The next tip is to see all the abilities and the descriptions of mental and physical abilities. So there are a few options to do this. When you're playing a game, if you're playing the CPU, obviously not someone that's a user, you could just press pause and then scroll down and it'll say abilities. Boom. That's it. Now it'll show you every single ability in the game and let you know whether it's a mental or physical ability, and break down the bronze, silver, gold, and platinum tiers. Now this is a game changer, guys. Apparently not that many people know about this right here. I thought they did, but that's why I'm sending it out to you guys, so you guys are able to see this, because I know how annoying it is being like, I don't know what winning time means. I don't know what road dog means. Like, you can kind of get an idea of it, but you don't know exactly what the thresholds are and what exactly triggers it. So that is what I'm showing you right here, guys. The other way to see all the abilities, if you don't want to do it in play now and you're going against maybe an actual user, you just go to the main menu, press start right there, scroll down right here to abilities, and boom, there you go. You get to see all the abilities, the same exact screen that you could see during an actual game. And again, it'll tell you the name of it, the type. It'll break down every single tier, bronze, silver, gold, and platinum, so you're able to experience and know what plays trigger what it actually looks for. Like, for example, let's start and figure one out here that's not as common. Pocket Disruptor. Bronze is slightly improved pass rush on third and down over 8 yards and greater, but you get the ultimate pass rush, especially on third and fourth down. So it changes up depending on the actual tier of the ability there. Let's see here. Robber is from bronze. It's slightly improved movement in zone coverage, and platinum is ultimate movement in zone coverage, and that obviously gives you a better chance to pick balls off. Quick step. No, let's not go quick step. Another one, let's see, is winning time. This one is a little bit different. Bronze tier, you have slightly increased composure with 2 minutes to go with the score difference of 3 or less. And platinum is ultimate composure with 2 minutes to go with the score difference is 10 or less. So obviously there's a big discrepancy there between platinum and bronze, but you can go over this like whole list and look at them in depth just to give you a better idea of what your players have and how to use them to your full potential. For our next tip, if you click the right stick when a QB is scrambling, the CPU will send their closest defender at them and abandon their assignment. So this is a really cool one, and honestly, I just found this out today. I didn't even know this was a real thing. Apparently, this has been a thing in Madden over the last few years, and it was really cool because I actually posted this on Reddit. Someone posted this tip, and the next time I opened up Instagram, this reel popped up to me and explained the whole thing, and it was amazing. So it's very, very simple here. What I'm going to do here really quickly is put everybody on my defensive line on a QB spy, and again, this is just to over exaggerate it because it's really hard to do it with 2 controllers, but I'm going to make sure that I can do it and show you guys what it looks like. So essentially, no matter who you're playing with on the defensive side of the ball, it doesn't really matter. If you see that somebody is scrambling or your opponent is scrambling with their quarterback, all you need to do, if you're in coverage, like you're a linebacker, using your linebacker, click the right stick, and whoever is the closest defender will abandon their assignment and go right after the quarterback here. So I'm going to try to do it with 2 controllers. So again, bear with me here. Going to hike, run over to the right side, and the closest player is the defensive lineman, and it took forever for him to get there because they both ran into each other, but essentially that's it. That's all you have to do. They'll take the closest defender, and they will come and attack the quarterback. So instead of you have a QB spy, for example, and these guys are just waiting, right? They're just waiting till they pass the line of scrimmage. Well, it's very easy for you to potentially beat that if you're, let's say, Alabama like I am right now, and you can just run past them with Jalen Milroe because he is so fast and elusive in this game. But if you click the right stick before, like when he starts taking off, well, all you have to do is just click that right stick and boom, your defensive lineman, instead of just, waiting for him to cross the line of scrimmage, someone will attack him, making it very difficult for them to just try to run around the defensive line. So let's try this again. Again, I'm trying with 2 controllers, so I do apologize if it doesn't look as pretty. Scramble to the right side. I click and then look at, I think it's Bane number 4 just takes off instantly and gets the sack. It's that easy. It's something very, very important, especially if you're playing with somebody who likes to scramble. Use this with them. Click that right stick as soon as they start to take off, because especially if you have players, with the QB spy, which anytime that you're playing with someone who's using a scrambling quarterback and likes to run around them, use the quarterback spy with at least one of those players, because it makes life so much easier, especially in this situation, because then you can have someone ready to go to blitz them as soon as you click that right stick. Next tip is known as laying off the gas. Essentially, it's very simple. I just made a video with this in it where you do not hold turbo until you pass the line of scrimmage with your running back if you are running the ball. The reason for this is once you tap that R2 button, even if you're in the passing game and you're trying to scramble with your quarterback right away, it initiates block shedding by the defensive line, and they can block shed a lot quicker, which makes it very, very difficult for your offensive line to hold their blocks for whatever reason. So you want to hold off on using that turbo button until you get to a line of scrimmage, meaning once you hand it off, like I've been doing, basically I've been doing this wrong the whole College Football 25 cycle. I get it, I hold it right here, and I get stopped. You don't want to hold turbo as soon as you get the handoff. You want to wait till you're able to see that hole that you're wanting to hit and then accelerate through it. Wait for it, boom, accelerate through it. Easily able to pick up a 5 to 10 yards. Is it that easy? It's something simple. I know I've been trying to learn it because I'm so mentally effed up from every other NCAA football game. I've never really done this before, and it just goes against what I've been doing my whole time that I've been playing college football video games. But if you do this, it'll make your life so much easier, especially if you have a scrambling quarterback. Hold off on using R2 as much as you can, because if you do, there'll be better block sheds by the defense. Your offensive line won't block as well. It's also easier for your running back to maneuver behind the line of scrimmage, because if you're accelerating, well, it's hard for him to move left to right. But if you aren't accelerating yet, well, then he can still move around the line and find that hole, kind of like Le'Veon Bell did, back when he was with the Steelers. Very, very patient runner. Again, I'll wait. Now accelerating through the line there. Unfortunate that I ran right into the defender there, but it is what it is. You're not going to get it perfect every single time. And look at that. 31 wasn't even able to tackle me because my offensive lineman was able to engage with that. what a line. Almost, that would have been a lot better if I didn't run into my offensive lineman because that hole was right there. But you just saw me accelerate right through. Wait till you hit through the offensive line and then boom, accelerate through the hole. Can I get through? I can't. But that's it. Lay off the gas, guys. It will trigger block sheds, and that's the thing that you want to avoid, especially when you're either running or passing in college football 25. The next one is going to be precision cuts, and this one is key. This I never knew was a thing. I faced this guy in college football 25, one of my online dynasties. I'll show you the clips here again. I know I literally just posted a video with these clips, but this guy was insane with it. So shout out to him if you end up catching these clips. I am just praising you right now with your stick skills, but I thought that he was just running right with the stick, no buttons or anything like that. If you tap L2, it'll give you a precision cut, and it will look something like what you just saw in the previous clips. I will try it right here. You're able to accelerate. If you saw that right there, I just accelerated right through that cut. And honestly, if you can perfect these, it might make it a little bit easier to use these rather than using the juke button right here, which kind of slows your player down compared to just juking left or right with the precision cuts. You can like accelerate into these cuts and it just makes it not even fair. Like, look at that. Like, it's amazing, these precision cuts. It's something new, and at least it's new to me in college football 25, and it might have been in Madden for a little bit, but if you watch these competitive guys online, whether it's Madden, they usually have these cuts, and I'm like, how do they do that? I thought it was just a lot of practice with the cut work, and obviously it is some practice because I'm doing it right now without a defense just to try to show you what it looks like, because again, I'm new to it as well. But if you can get this down, you can watch and be very, very hard to stop. Especially when people think they have you boxed in. Oh man, you can do some of these cuts. And with the pursuit angles, it's so hard to stop, especially user tackling you. Like, look at that. It's just, oh my gosh, it is so fast. Add this to your repertoire and you are going to be deadly with the ball in your hands. All right, for this next tip, guys, it's going to be tempo adjustment. If you just go to coach adjustments by clicking the right stick, it'll take you to coach adjustments. And on offense, one thing that I really like to use when I'm playing user games or even CPU games, I'm just trying to get the game over with as quickly as possible, is adjust it to chew the clock. Chewing the clock allows the clock to run down faster, as I'll show you right now exactly what it looks like. And it also has less time for pre-snap adjustments. So if you're just trying to shorten up the game, you're playing somebody who has a better team than you, whether let's say you're UCLA versus Tennessee or something like that, there's like a 7 to 8 overall point gap between you guys. You're just trying to limit the amount of offensive possessions your opponent has. Use chew the clock. It's a lot better than just taking your time and taking forever, just waiting for those precious seconds to go down. It takes forever. I've had it happen sometimes in online dynasties. People don't know about this because all they need to do is just add chew the clock. It's that simple because it makes it so much easier to go so much quicker. You can save a lot of time by doing this. I just ran a random play just to show you that it can only work when the clock is running. It's not going to do anything when the clock has stopped, obviously, because you can't chew the clock when the clock is stopped. You can only chew the clock when it is running. As I'll show you here, we're at 36, 35, 34, 33. Now it takes it all the way down to 15 seconds. Okay, so that's what it is, 15 seconds. So it gives you a decent amount of time. You can't really make too many pre-snap adjustments, but it takes it down about 15 seconds or so, which does speed the game up. It allows you to do this and, speed up the game a little bit here. 40 seconds, 39. I'm just going to pick another coach suggestion, 36, 35. Knocks it down even more than that. It looks like it might be 10 seconds, my bad. It might be 10. It might be 15 if you're doing a jet sweep. So keep that in mind there. I'm just going to do a random play right here, able to maybe pick up that first down. But coach adjustments, tempo, chew the clock, that'll help speed up the game, honestly. And what I like to do sometimes is I like to throw that in there, especially with them in about like 2-minute drill. Because if you have all 3 timeouts, you chew that clock, make sure that your opponent does not get any time on that clock. No matter what, even if they have 3 timeouts, you get more than 30 seconds, they have pretty much a few minutes, it feels like, moving the ball down the field. So keep that in mind. Chew the clock is a huge adjustment that I'm not sure too many people know about, but it will speed the game up and speed your life up, especially if you're limited on time like me and you have some kids and you want to get these games in as quickly as possible before they wake up. Definitely want to add this to your repertoire. So the last one is going to be defensive pass coverage visual assist. This is going to be very, very helpful when making sure that you're doing the correct assignment. And if, let's say, in the zone coverage and you want to make sure you're not going out of your zone and you're staying within it and being a good user and taking up the field that you should be covering, well, this is what you do. You go to options, you go to settings, scroll on over to visual feedback, and scroll on down to defensive pass coverage visual assist. It says enable or disable the instructional prompt for the defensive press mechanic and the on-field visual assist for the pass coverage assignments when playing as a defender in pass coverage. Essentially, like I just said, it'll show you what your assignment is during the play. So instead of not really being sure exactly what play you picked and you're using the wrong assignment, you think you're doing man, but it's really zone, this will tell you what it is. All right, for this example, guys, I'm going to go with Tampa 2 defense. I'm going to use one of the middle linebackers, and as long as they're passing, you're going to see that my little bubble, my mid-read is going to pop up as the quarterback should hike the ball in a second, and then you see there it is right there. That's where I'm supposed to be guarding right now, and that's it. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm doing man coverage, just so you see what it looks like with that. That one's pretty cool because it just keeps this little stick right there. So I'm guarding number 86 here, and you'll see that it's sticking right there the whole way, and it gives me an idea who I'm supposed to be guarding, where I'm supposed to be going, and not messing up. Even though this quarterback just got a really lucky break right there. But that's going to do it, guys. Hopefully you guys did learn something from it. If there's anything else that I missed that you think that people don't know that might not be as common as you expect, definitely leave it down in the comments. If you guys did make it this far, thank you. Please leave a like. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you don't miss another Tips with Tees in College Football 25. Thanks. I'm out. Peace.